Hi, yeah, this is Param. In this video, we will, of course, we have seen many of the videos that cluster, right? So, of course, the very often used the noun is cluster, right? Okay. So, cluster is more than one node or more than one instance, right? So, cluster can be spread across the single cluster or it can be across the many. Sorry, okay. Cluster can be a single host or it can be across the many host, okay. Okay, it can be a single host or it can be many host, okay, clusters, okay. So how the cluster is formation happened, okay, we have seen in early videos like how to form the clusters within a single host, multi-node cluster in single host, okay. But in a real time case it will be running different host, okay, obviously, okay. So since it is running a different host, how the cluster formation is happening, what are the process is involved, okay. So that is what I am going to explain, how it is happening internally, but I am not going to talk, so I am not going to talk about any configuration variable name or what type of the values it accept and all, okay. We will see in upcoming videos, okay. Now, so let's assume that, okay, okay, so I think I have explained here, okay, so I think I have explained here, right, okay. So the password, okay, I think I can make it like a link between these two, okay, cool. Now, if you are in a single node cluster, okay, if you are running, this is information, okay, this is if you are running single node cluster, that means single node, that's it, okay. So the status will be always yellow, it never become a green because of there is no replica, right. So replicas means replicas will be put in as other node, that means other host, in fact, okay, other host, okay. Since it's everything the same host, there is no replicas, okay. Then if there is no replica, the state of the cluster will be yellow, you know, right, red, yellow, green. So green means it's a safe one, okay. The only problem, if your cluster is single node means the problem maker is if it is not able to manage the large amount of data, it is not able to manage the large number of requests. That is the problem. But cluster wise, setup wise, it's fine. Okay. Oh, okay. But the recommendation was instead of having the single node, what happened? Yeah, fine. Okay. So instead of having a single, I think both are same color, right? Okay. Let me use some other color. Okay, so instead of having single node clusters, okay, it is preferred to have more, at least minimum 3 node clusters, okay. So 3 node cluster, that means 3 host cluster, okay, 3 hosted cluster, okay. Now, as the topic of this video is like how the discover forms, okay, or what are the things are involved, okay, I tell you. First things, bootstrap checks. Okay, if you are running more than one node, there are several bootstrap checks has to be checked. Okay, if it is not there, it will not start the, it will not form the cluster. It will say the message, okay, these are the bootstrap checks is not successful, then it will stop. Okay, so you have to take care of bootstrap checks. So what is a bootstrap checks? Okay, that is system level. If it is Linux box, okay, using the system control, like I will show that screenshot at least, okay. So that you can understand what is that. Yeah, here. Okay, so these are the settings are we call as what is it? System level settings or bootstrap checks. Okay, so kind of disable bootstrap check, and some of the configuration system control, and some of the settings in system limits. Okay, and what else? Okay, okay. So yes. Okay, so these are the configurations. They will check. Okay, they will check at the bootstrap. They will call us a bootstrap checks. Okay, the bootstrap checks has done only the first time only. That's done. Okay, so okay, bootstrap checks is done only the first time. That too, if you are running, if you are forming the cluster among the multi-host. Okay, if you are forming the cluster among the multi-host. Okay, what happened? Why it is something? Okay, but if you are running single node cluster, you no need to worry about all the bootstrap checks. Okay, single node cluster it will not check. Okay, but if you want, you can manually enable. Say you are running single node cluster, but still if you want to, you feel like you want to make sure all the bootstrap checks are pass or not. But in that case, you can configure. Okay, you can manually force the Elasticsearch. You go and check the bootstrap checks. Okay, that is one thing. Second thing is what in the cluster state, okay, publishing cluster state happened in the 2 layers, okay, 2 level, okay, or 2 phase, sorry, what is say master node, master eligible node, right? Okay, if for any 3 node cluster, obviously we will be writing at least we will have one master node and one master voting at least, and another one is master eligible node, okay. So what is the cluster state has to be synced among the master eligible node, master and master eligible node, okay. So that the stage happened to 2 levels, okay. So one thing is that master node is ready to should receive, okay. If it is receive, then if it's has it applied all of the already given state informations, okay. If everything's happened in the master eligible node, then after that only the master node will push the actual state change. So whenever the state has been changed, okay, then that will be moved. State change means what? It could be a relocation of shard, or it could be creation of new index, or it could be a shard reallocation, or it could be a new node, okay. It can be anything, okay. Okay, so it can be anything, or it may be restore, or it may be some static settings, or it could be any important dynamic settings, okay, cluster level settings. Everything we call as a cluster state change, okay. So all the cluster state change has to be synced with all the master eligible node, okay. That is happening in the 2 level phase if you are having the multi host cluster, okay. Then of course voting only, right? So master eligible node, okay, so voting only. So it's okay. What is voting only? What is the benefit? What is the difference? Master eligible and voting only. What is the difference? What is voting only means it never takes part of the. It never became a no, it never became as a what master node. That is what, okay. Then transport layer, okay. I'll tell you what is the transport layer. What is a HTTP layer, okay. We call it TLS, okay. So transport layer means the communication among the node in the different host, okay. That is what transport layer. So data will be moved here and there, okay. Even if you are going for SaaS and SaaS deployment, they will cost for this as well, okay. Data exchanged between the node among the different hosts, that also part of the cost, that also involves the cost, okay. So that is what transport layer. HTTP layer means the client. The client could be a Kibana, or the client could be a Beats, or the client could be Elastic Agent, or the client could be any programmatic client. It can be anything, okay. So they are getting or pushing the data, they are pulling or pushing the information to the Elasticsearch, okay. That is happened in the that is happened in the HTTP layer, okay. So you can say it's request layer. That's what you can say. So transport layer means the communication between the nodes across the different cluster, across the different host where different instances are running, okay. Then of course in the clusters you can add or remove. Even we have seen what is a command line tool also, right, okay. You can add, remove that, remove the node, okay, and master eligible node also you can change, okay. These are the things, okay. And master node elections, okay. What is master node elections, okay. Master node election means, let's say there must be at least one master node, okay, that's fine. If that master node goes down, okay, the remaining master eligible node should elect who can act as a master, okay, that's what, okay. The election will be happen, okay. Then among the master eligible node, either one node will become a master, then remaining other node will become a master eligible node. So assume that the master, whatever the node is played as current as a master node, it may comes after some times, okay. It may comes up after some time, so it may join into the Elastic cluster, but still it cannot take part of that, since another guy elected as a master, right? Another master eligible node can act as elected as a master, right? So the upcoming the faulted recovered, yeah, it's recovered, yeah, recovered master eligible node, it can be master eligible node only, okay. So again the state may be synced, okay, that these things will happen, but it will not claim like, hey, I was a master, you give me the master, no, okay. It has to wait for still that newly elected master node goes down, or problem is facing some problems, okay. That is what master node elections, okay. Cluster settings. So as I told you, dynamic settings no problem, okay. If you are changing any cluster level settings or any static settings, you have to restart. So that's why we have seen like how to gracefully restart the Elasticsearch as well, so as an Elasticsearch cluster, okay, in early videos, okay. Then cluster health check. Of course, there are a lot of APIs are there, okay. So using that APIs, you can check the status of the cluster. So if it is green state, okay, your cluster is fine, okay. If it is other state yellow or red, you have to pay immediate attention. Okay, that is where your monitoring cluster will play the role. That is where your monitoring role will help you, in fact. Okay, otherwise it is very tough to a guy. He is doing manually monitoring the Elasticsearch means it's really tough to him. Okay. So because he has to keep on watching the at least keep on a stack monitoring app, right? Then only he can come to know any node goes down or any status of Elasticsearch clusters change or some any target any agent or any agent or beats are not running. Okay, so all the things he can come to know or come to know by the monitoring or while actual customer escalating something's not happened. Okay, then that is the only option. Okay, to avoid all the escalations we have to enable the what monitoring clusters. I have explained what is a monitoring cluster, what is the benefit, what are the different way to monitor the Elastic product itself. Okay, now discovery. Okay, I think remove one or more master eligible at the times, wait for some time. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, if you are, this is what, okay, because I tried, but okay, I tried, but immediately it didn't reflect. Okay, actually I had been asked to wait for some time. Okay, after that only I was able to see the changes reflected. Okay, so that I mean my changes has been reflected in my clusters. Okay, so that means what? If you are doing any changes in the master eligible node, you should wait for 1 or 2 minutes to reflect all the changes in the entire clusters. Okay, so you cannot expect immediately reflected. Okay, because the states are changing, right? Changing the state, right? The frequency of populating state changes from the master to master eligible node. That is one thing. Even that to happen by 2 phases. Okay, that's why. That's the reasons. Okay. Yes, here you can see, right? But so what is now? When you start manually, no need to worry about the voting configurations. Okay, but when you are using Archester like KNS, you have to take extra care. Okay, so what is now we can declare like any master node as only voting only, right? So that's what. Okay, that's what. So if you are using K8 Kubernetes managed cluster, then you have to take extra care. Okay, that's what. Now discovery processor. Okay. Yeah, discovery process, it's really good. So discovery process, what is now? There is separate configuration. I will tell you that configuration variable name in the upcoming video. Okay, that is what discovery process. Okay, the discovery node. So a master node started. Okay, immediately what will happen? It will start. It will check if there are any declarations of discovery.node, discovery.seed. Okay, discovery.seed dot node something. Okay, discovery underscore seed underscore dot node something. Okay, something that is a variable name. Okay, that it can be array of IP address. Okay, array of IP address with port number. Okay, okay. So once it start, it will identify. It will start to seek where it is there. Okay, so host is provided. Host okay, for the discovery process. For discovery process, seed has to be provided, right? Who can be seed provider? Okay. For my case, what I did, I created within the Elasticsearch file, elasticsearch.oml file itself. That means all the file. Okay, because we don't know, right, which you going to first start, right? That's why. So okay, was seed. Seed is different and the cluster node is different. There are 2 configurations will be there. Okay, so seed, what is now? These are the nodes. Immediately it will look. Immediately it will look to form the cluster. All these node has to be up and running and the connection has to be established. All the handshaking has to be done. Then only it will start form the cluster. Otherwise it will not do. But there is another configurations. What are the nodes or can be take part of the cluster? Okay. So there are 2 set of configurations. Okay. So okay, here we will see only the seed provider. Okay, I will tell you what is seed provider. Okay, here you can see the right seed provider. 3 type of seed provider is there. Okay. One is setting based seed host provider. That is Elasticsearch.oml file. Let me put that here. Okay, Elasticsearch.oml file. Search.oml file. Okay. So this is the I used it. Okay. So this is your setting based, right? Who will provide the seeds? That's it. Okay, that's what we will call as a setting based control B. Okay. Now it's a file based, okay. You can specify the file name, okay. That file will be can be used to declare the what are the host, okay. Unique host.host.text, okay. Again, this file location usually we will be put related to the conf folder, okay. But I have not used, okay. I don't know, so I use this setting options, okay. But I don't know why the file based they introduced, but maybe in the earlier case they may introduce, but I don't know still it is available or not, that options, okay. But file bits also you can include. What is instead of saying the server name in elasticsearch.yml files, you can put somewhere else, okay, somewhere else. Okay, maybe security reason I think so, okay, maybe security reason they make you may need to hide, or you need to keep some files up separate, okay, only system may be accessible, or different yeah, maybe different readability, access issue, permission, yeah. If you want to, you may want to give some different permission. Assume that in the Linux box, once you have access, you can access everything, right? Okay, I mean, let's say you have access to the Elasticsearch folder, but you can access everything, right? As a hacker, okay. But I want to hide all the host name and IP address of my Elasticsearch clusters, okay, so that you cannot reach. Okay, then what I can configure accordingly. I can create I can give appropriate permission, something like that. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, so that they want to keep separate file, they want to give some appropriate permissions. Okay, there they will declare the hacker, though he has access to the Elasticsearch folder, still he cannot access the actual file which has the other host, other node name or IP names, okay, part of the clusters, okay. So that could be a reason, I think so, okay. Okay, and let me put here, okay. Now discovery plugin based, sir. So plugin based, what is now, it is used for pass, I think, okay. It is used only the pass, okay. Pass or SAS based, okay. So here you can see again, of course we at least as of now either SAS or pass, okay. Elasticsearch, they all these three GC, Google Cloud, AWS, okay, and Azure, okay, all these fellows are giving plugin. Yes, they have written the plugin, Discover, they have extended the Discover plugin, okay, to work with their cloud environment. So I don't know who else has added who else has been added, or what else the cluster provider has created a plugin, okay, for this discovery process, okay. So if it is a discovery plugin based, okay, one of these three plugin will be used according to your cluster, okay. Say I know in one of my SAS environment I one deployment I created in Azure, yes, Azure, one deployment I have created in the GCP, okay. Okay, so that's how then appropriate plugin are used to identify the nodes, okay, to reach the nodes, okay. So these are the process, or these are the terms you have to be familiar when you go for multi-host based multi-node cluster, okay. Thank you, thanks for watching. I hope you will enjoy this content, okay. If you like the content, please like my video, leave your comment, share it to your friends, subscribe my channel. Thank you.